She was once dubbed the Queen of Transformation, flaunting a luxury wardrobe worth tens of millions, secretly becoming Xi Jinping's mistress, and entangled in a shocking coal mine disaster that buried 126 workers. Why did a chairwoman who seemed firmly in power suddenly fall from grace? And is her downfall dragging Xi Jinping himself into a whirlwind of crisis? Let's find out in today's video. Since the founding of the Chinese Communist Party, it has established 5 autonomous regions, and today, all 5 chairpersons of these regions have entered Xinjiang prison. The first to fall at the ministerial level this year was former Tibet chairman Che Dalha, once the ruler of the Snowy Plateau. Soon after, Guangxi chairman Lan Tianli was taken into custody. Next came former Ningxia chairwoman Liu Hui, who was also imprisoned. Adding to this list is former Xinjiang chairman Nur Bekri, sentenced to life imprisonment in 2019. These 5 chairpersons were once dubbed Xi Jinping's 5 Tiger Generals, with the ringleader being Wang Lixia. On August 16, Wang Lixia, the current chairwoman of the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region, visited Radrir Banner in Bayan Nur City to oversee flood rescue operations, urging efforts to find the missing. On August 17, she visited the injured and pledged that the government will spare no effort to ensure safety. That same evening, upon returning home exhausted, she and her husband were taken away. On August 22, the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection announced the launch of an investigation. Wang Lixia, an ethnic Mongolian from Liaoning Province, holds a doctorate in economics. She once taught at Xi'an Statistics Institute before entering politics, serving as vice governor of Shanxi Province, and was later transferred to Inner Mongolia in 2016. Known for her fashionable style and graceful demeanor, this female chairwoman has now fallen from power. What exactly led to her downfall? $1 million wardrobe and a life of luxury. Since 2023, Du Wen has been relentlessly exposing the hidden corners of Wang Lixia's corruption on his YouTube channel, giving her the nickname Queen of Transformation. He explained that the moniker came from the detailed account of a handsome bureau director whom he suspected to be her secret lover. According to his sources, Wang Lixia's annual clothing expenses alone could run into several billion yuan, if not more. Her outfits were not from publicly available luxury brands, but bespoke, custom-made pieces from overseas, with each set costing between 300,000 and 400,000, the price of a villa. A pair of high heels cost anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000 euro, while even small accessories like brooches were priced on par with diamond jewelry. Just her brooches alone could light up an entire wardrobe, Du Wen mocked. She spends billions a year, but to her, it's nothing. He argued that this extravagant lifestyle was fueled by Inner Mongolia's vast natural resources, where in some regions, such as Ordos, GDP per capita surpassed that of Hong Kong, France, or Germany. Just turn on Inner Mongolia's news reports, he urged. The frequency with which Wang changes outfits is itself a measure of corruption. Conservatively over $1 billion yuan a year, and it could well be 3 billion. Du Wen sneered. Her corruption is worn on her body, her desires written on her face. A fashion designer, after seeing her photos, exclaimed, "How many cattle and grasslands does your chairwoman have?" To which he replied, "Cattle and grasslands aren't worth much, it's the minds that count." These details, including the price of her lingerie, tens of thousands of yuan, supplied by the bureau director, led him to ask, "Unless you've taken off her lingerie, how could you possibly know that?" He stressed that Wang's lavish lifestyle was inseparable from Inner Mongolia's mining economy, an economy that also enriched senior leaders such as Liu Yunshan and Zheng Qinghong. But Wang's flamboyant display made her a target. Behind Wang Lixia was also her close sister, Fan Xiaoping, chairwoman of Inner Mongolia Hengmao Group and vice chair of the Autonomous Region's General Chamber of Commerce, who was likewise taken into custody by the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection on the afternoon of August 22. Fan, who once masterminded the title of China's most fashionably dressed female official, was the one who curated Wang's opulent style. From cutting-edge, exclusive outfits to extravagant accessories, Fan provided everything, turning Wang's wardrobe into a treasure trove worth tens of millions of yuan. Some individual items even cost millions, crafted by international designers. Luxuries that Xi Jinping himself would never have approved. In reality, within the Chinese Communist Party system, every province, autonomous region, and even county is like an independent kingdom of corruption. To say that Wang Lixia wouldn't leave home without a makeup artist spending 1 to 2 hours on her, with a different outfit every single day, is by no means an exaggeration or something that happened overnight. Such a habit would have taken at least a decade to cultivate. Sleeping with 3 of China's most powerful men. Du Wen revealed that Wang Lixia's appointment had been personally approved by Xi Jinping. In 2009, when Xi visited the Xizhongshan Memorial Museum in Shanxi, she allegedly shared his bed through the arrangement of Zhao Leji, presented as a kind of tribute from Zhao to Xi. Wang was also said to have had shadowy relationships with Zhao Leji and Shi Taifeng. Zhao, according to Du Wen, first became involved with her himself, then offered her to Xi as proof of loyalty. Shi Taifeng, regarded as Xi's imperial tutor, reportedly grew intimate with her during the pandemic. Wang even ordered the slaughter of 8 deer from the grounds of Inner Mongolia's government building to nourish Xi. Du Wen claimed that Xi was displeased over the incident involving Shi Taifeng, and from then on paid Wang no further attention, rejecting her repeated requests for private meetings. Du Wen likened her to a public bus, but said the episode with Shi Taifeng crossed Xi's red line. After all, having his mistress become intimate with a subordinate was beyond tolerable. He further predicted that Wang Lixia's weak will meant that once detained, she might not hold out for even 30 minutes before confessing details of her improper affairs with Xi and others. Such revelations, if leaked by Xi's political rivals through overseas independent media, could become a weapon threatening his political security. A coal mine disaster exposes the hidden empire. Inner Mongolia is one of China's richest regions in terms of mineral and energy resources, and Wang Lixia's troubles have centered largely on the coal and mining sector, where she engaged in power-for-money deals. According to commentator Jian Wangzheng, Wang's downfall stemmed from 3 main causes. First, illegal mineral extraction disguised as green energy and photovoltaic projects. Second, smuggling rare earths overseas from Inner Mongolia. And third, bribery. Bribes related to coal and rare earths alone reportedly totaled 4.2 billion yuan. Du Wen argued that the core of Wang's corruption lay in her family's entrenched patronage network. Through Wang's careful arrangements, her brother's grandson partnered with a businessman from Wenzhou to seize control of numerous coal mines in the Alxa League. Some mines were even distributed under the guise of government allocation. Coal mines worth hundreds of billions of yuan, far from unusual in Inner Mongolia, effectively became her family's private treasure vault. The breaking point came when one of these mines suffered a catastrophic accident, burying 126 workers. Wang immediately ordered Chang Zhigang, then head of the Emergency Management Department, to cover it up, forcing the official report to list only 35 deaths while the rest were silenced. But after Chang was arrested, he confessed everything, exposing Wang's role. From then on, the entire Wang family was swept into the investigation. Her husband, son, elder brother, nephews, nieces-in-law, and even younger generations. Du Wen described it as the family's total collapse. He asserted that the tragedy of 126 miners was the direct trigger that brought Wang down. Though she tried to conceal it, once victims' families traveled to Beijing to petition for justice, the cover-up unraveled. Coal mine disasters are common in Inner Mongolia, but Wang's brazen handling of this one forced the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection to act. Nor did the scandal stop with coal. The new regional airport project in Hohhot, an investment exceeding 3 billion yuan, was another hotspot. When the Central Inspection team arrived in Inner Mongolia, their focus quickly narrowed to Wang. Du Wen had already predicted last year that she was in the danger zone, with the central inspectors locking directly onto the Queen of Transformation. In a post on X, Du Wen emphasized that Wang's deliberate concealment of the mining accident was the perfect piece that completed her massive corruption dossier. It not only revealed the rot of power, but also showed how she turned Inner Mongolia into her family's backyard. This reflects the broader pattern of how Communist Party officials convert power into profit. Wang Lixia is merely the visible tip of the iceberg. In short, Wang employed the classic playbook of corruption, exchanging project approvals for gold and jewels, buying and selling official positions for promotions, indulging in extravagant banquets under the guise of attracting investment, violating Xi's 8-point regulations, letting her family enrich themselves through rampant business ventures, covering up mining accidents, and facing lawsuits from victims' families who sought justice in Beijing. These were not sudden missteps, but the accumulation of years of abuse. 3 crises crushing Xi Jinping. Duan argues that Wang Lixia's downfall cannot be separated from the backdrop of the Beidaihe conference. In his view, she was a sacrificial offering in the backroom deals struck during this closed-door gathering. Although Xi Jinping still projects an image of absolute dominance, in reality he is running into unseen resistance. Notably, during the very days of the conference, 3 successive crises erupted, forcing Xi into concessions and revealing that the balance of power is far less absolute than it appears. Crisis 1. The Jiangyou Incident. A young woman's bullying case triggered a huge wave of public outrage, with crowds chanting Xi Jinping step down, Communist Party step down. Duan analyzed in his program that while the video footage was blurry, the slogans were unmistakable, and the episode drew major attention overseas. Crisis 2. The Yan Lanlan Scandal. Duan assessed Yan Lanlan as a wealth keeper for either Xi's daughter or granddaughter, tied to an enormous sum of hidden assets. From a car accident to exposure in the media, to her becoming a hot topic under the nickname Heavenly Dragon Person, none of it, he suggests, was accidental. If he were the strategist behind it, Duan mused, he would set the trap like this: invite Yan Lanlan out drinking, separate her from her bodyguards, stage a car crash, then have reporters lying in wait. The entire sequence, he said, was designed to exert political pressure on Xi Jinping. Later, Wang Yi pushed Australia to help cover up the story, but the spotlight only grew stronger. Crisis 3. The Wang Lixia Affair. Meanwhile, on August 20th, Xi traveled with his entourage to Lhasa for the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Tibet Autonomous Region. He appeared with a visibly swollen face, heavy eye bags, and puffy eyelids that seemed unable to open, moving slowly and showing a noticeable limp. Netizens buzzed that Xi's health had clearly deteriorated. In addition to his frail appearance, during meetings many officials wore expressions that seemed mocking, their eyes openly hostile. Some online observers pointed out that at the 8-second mark of one video, an official's gaze seemed to suggest, "This man can be replaced." The atmosphere, they said, was charged with an uncanny tension. The cascade of crises forced Xi to retreat at Beidaihe. Reports suggest that the 21st Party Congress will end the model of the party, the government, and the military all concentrated in one man's hands. Even more striking are rumors that Xi was directly confronted with calls for his resignation. One by one, Xi's trusted allies have fallen, and all 5 autonomous region chairpersons have now been purged. The next one, Duan hinted, could well be Xi Jinping himself. Working for a dictator never ends well, and the chairmanship itself is nothing less than a seat of peril. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.